We pulled out all of the crazy stops to keep you entertained today. Hello, 34% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 110,000 ladder here. Now, what you are going to be watching here is 2 sets of matches. We are currently running a 0 ban list tournament, all right? Like, everything is at 3, effectively. And you always hear people out here like, oh my god, game would be better with no ban list. I don't know. I think we'll leave some of the results to you here to see. And, of course, the first thing you're going to see here is we're playing Kashtira. I don't know if you know this or not, but this deck does have the ability to lock out a whole bunch of zones from your opponent, which means that you're going to have a very good time here. And then, of course, you have the Mill Machine tier. So we're going to go ahead and activate Pot of Greed into Graceful Charity. Feels real good. Yeah, go ahead and discard. Go get those free chicken nuggies. Stack up the Solic and the Crime Search. That's so good. Paralineo on into the good card. Now, the thing that I hate about this deck in this format as a whole is you are going to have to manage so much. All right, like, there's so much unfairness here. But you're really going to enjoy this once you watch this whole turn go here. Kit Gallos into the Solic is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and make the Lava Bolt Chain. Drop the Agito for another mill. Man, look at all that power. Get the Rotate here for another mill. Holy moly, man. We already milled 25 cards off our deck. We're going to make a Time Thief Redoer. Go ahead and get our next Fusion Summon. Oh my gosh, so much value. Alright, go ahead. Get our next mill. Yay. Alright, there's our friend. We're going to make the Garuda Bysteel on into the Beatrice and pass turn. Did you catch all that? I know that was very supercharged here, but we're ending on Crime, Called By, Lava Bolt Chain, Time Thief Redoer, Beatrice, and Kaleido. We have double Graceful Charity in our hand, which is pretty good. Alright, we lose our good card. We're going to go ahead and our Graceful is going to get spun back. That's fine. We have our second Graceful. Oh, look at us. Go ahead and get our discards. Here comes the drop. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do the Fusion Summon during the opponent's turn. There's the Draco. Go ahead and draw. Oh, we drew Victory Dragon. Fenrir special. We're going to get Called By. Oh. We're going to go ahead and chain. We're going to get negated. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and birth, which is actually pretty good here. Both of your sisters and the Pog. Alright, that's kind of cool. Alright, we'll go ahead and birth on back. We'll go ahead and grab our Papayas. Actually, it's really good here. Go ahead and Papayas on into a Rise Heart. Alright. Go ahead and banish. Alright, our opponent loses 3. Now, you notice we're going to make a 3-material Rise Heart here, which is actually going to be very important here. I'm going to go ahead and get our Suck Up. Go ahead and swing on over. Alright, go ahead and do our next Suck Up. Now we're going to go ahead and do 3. Alright, we're going to take care of that, and then up comes our next friend into the Zeus for the board wipe. We equalized. It wasn't a good equalize, but it was something. Opponent's going to shuffle back all the draw power. They draw for turn. Here comes a normal summon Reno Heart. Alright, they're going to go ahead, do the Fusion Summon on into the Kit Gallos. Alright, here comes the Merly. Alright, go ahead and extend drop. Here comes more mill. God, I love this deck. Just watching this do its thing. All of this insane power just in on a Zeus and equalize, like, is so good. Go ahead and shuffle back. There's the Ricalos. Go ahead and switch on in. Alright, crash. We're going to go ahead and birth. Birth on back Fenrir. Go ahead and grab the Kashtira tier elements. Go ahead and do our thing for the extension. Papayas to grab back the Scareclaw. Alright, we're going to go ahead and extend. There's the Diabolsis for the extra deck rep. And then we're going to go ahead and banish from the top of the opponent's deck. They draw Max C and pass. Well, that was pretty good. Game 2 is my favorite. There's the Shifter and the Maxi. And our opponent's just going to scoop there. There's nothing that they can really do. All right, now the next set over here. You just watched here get straight bullied on up. Like, that is actually, I'm fairly impressed. Like, looking at this format, you look at all the crazy card interactions here. I mean, you look at this and you're like, oh my god, there's so many FTKs. Like, why would I ever want to play this particular format? Well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. FTKs do exist, but there are some these more fair decks. Fair, as we're going to say in quotes here, there are things that can happen, all right? And you do see, like, people are focusing on some of the newer archetypes here, which I think is also very interesting. Given in the vast pool of the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, you have all of the new spicy cards and all the old power ones, and they're just choosing to play the new ones because they're the strongest. I mean, the generic cards do help, but this brings deck building to a whole new level here. So I'm going to go ahead and Chupacabra. Alright, go ahead and get our plus. Hand the Cerulean over to the opponent. There's Lantium into the Grapha. We're going to go ahead and make the Akashic for the free bounce. I love this. Yay, Dark World! Yay, bounce! Want to watch me do it again? Alright, there is the spin up. Hand the Cerulean back to our opponent. Say, here you go. Enjoy. I'll take that back. Alright, we'll go ahead and make the Gumblar. Now this is where the fun begins. For those of you that forgot what the heck this thing does. If another monster special summon to a zone, a link monster points to while the monster is on the field. Discard 1 or 2 random cards, and your opponent discards the same number of cards. During a main phase, if this card is extra linked, your opponent has at least 1 card in their hand to make your opponent discard 1 to 2 cards. You notice the words discard on this bad boy, right? Well, that's gonna trigger our good cards. Yeah, both players discard 2 cards. Me being the Dark World player, screeching at the top of my lungs, going, "Yeah, Mom, I did it! I get to trigger my Dark World cards." So good. Alright, so we'll get a proper shuffle hand here, and he's just going to admit defeat. He's just like, nah, I'm not sitting through that. I don't blame him for not sitting through that, because everything that was, you hit the pot of greed, which was the plus engine. I mean, congratulations. As soon as Dark World starts doing the, hey, you want to watch me, start extra linking here, it's a fun time. And now you can see that we've drawn the anti-fun Dark World card. Grapha does in fact exist as a card. I'm very well aware of that, but it means that the opponent's got to get to it. I also see that our opponent is also playing a busted card here. So we're going to go ahead, throw a Blade on up. Alright, time to watch the full zoo combo. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make the Drident. We're going to activate Barrage, fire on into the Ratman. Barrage equip. Alright, and then we're going to overlay the stack. We're going to get our Rap here. Go ahead and get our free search into the Whiptail. Man. Chalk a 9 for the revive into the other, or excuse me, into the Rat. Go ahead and get up the Hammerbong. There's the Tiger for the equip. So we're ending on Abyss Dweller, Tiger Mortar, Hammerdong, and Drident. Now you're probably looking at this and you're like, yeah, that's a pretty subpar board. I mean, like, no, this is actually pretty strong. All right, like these in hand, ready to go. Our opponent drew the Bigfoot. Hey, look, not now. Not anymore. It's not. We did our thing. Graceful Charity into the order. Yep. Danger Bigfoot. Bigfoot into the draw, and our opponent just scoops. Yeah, there's nothing that you can do about that. See, IO is a very, very good card. And as we shift on in, get it, shift on into the next game here, you're going to get a little bit of the same idea here. Now, Dark World is going to be starting here, and they did open up pretty strong here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to yeet Genta to the graveyard. We're going to go ahead and capitalize into the gates of the Dark World, sure. Alright, activate gates, go ahead. We're going to shift her up here. Very good place to shift her. Our opponent just scoops. Now we're going to go ahead and reveal 5. Our opponent's going to hand us a nice Max C. We lose double Barrage, 3 Max C, or 2 Max C. You can argue that this was a pretty interesting power play, but it does work out pretty well here. Ratman normal is the best card in the deck. There's the Whiptail. Alright, here comes the Borbo into the Rap here. Go ahead and make the Drident. Alright. Go ahead and come on out the next Ratman. We're going to make the Dweller. We're going to swing on in with both of these, and we're going to equalize. There's the Dryden for the pop, and then we're going to make the Zeus. We'll go ahead and Dweller now. Dark World dealings, sure. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Droll there. It was really good. Alright, we're going to get our Dweller attacked on over, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and Zeus on up. Alright, excuse me, we got to get our trap card first. Now we're going to go ahead and fire this. Now we're going to go ahead, stack back up the good cards, Whiptail into the Whiptail. Tiger Mortar detach, grab our Whiptail back. Go ahead, Chalk a 9 on back. We're going to swing on in with Big Field for game. The point of all of this to showcase you is this format doesn't look as crazy as it does. I mean, sure, there are some crazy FTKs, but Shifter is an amazing card in this format. A lot more than I actually expected it to be. But I do hope that you enjoyed some pretty nice Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you. Garuda!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.